So why do we need to hear from God for ourselves? So in Acts 18, we see that Paul is on a missionary journey. Now he's traveling through Roman Empire and he's spreading the gospel. We see him show up in a Jewish synagogue and he starts to preach and they reject the message. Now I stop for a second and talk about rejection. So when we experience rejection, it hurts because it harkens back to our old things and our old insecurities and fears. And so when we are in a season and that season brings suffering, it makes us shrink as we want to comply. It forces us into our insecurity, which is conformity and fear. I want to fall back into my comfort zone. But anytime anyone is rejecting us, anytime anyone is harming us, it always has to do with the person performing the behavior. And it has hardly anything to do with us as a person. We see Paul shakes the dust off his feet and he just moves along, and God sends him to the Gentiles. And now the Gentiles are more than ready to spread the message of Christianity. What we see is God uses rejection to realign us to the path that we are supposed to be on. So Paul is in this new place and he starts to preach the gospel again, and the people start coming at him again. Now they're trying to get Paul indicted on treason. But this time he hears directly from God, and God says, "Do not be silent, continue to speak up." Now Paul finds himself in more harm because now he's in front of this Roman council. And really, the Roman government says that we're going to stay out of this. So Paul following and doing what God is commanding him to do really ushers the people into this new phase of life. And that's where they stop being persecuted for their Christianity. So God speaks to us through his word. He speaks through people. He gives us visions and dreams. He also gives us prophetic promptings in the spirit. So we build a space with God to commune with him daily. Mine happens right on the side of my bed. And we nurture and grow our relationship with God through prayer and journaling scripture. We learn to interpret scripture for ourselves so that we begin to experience God in a way that we learn the character of God, and for transformation in our beliefs about ourselves and others. Nurturing our relationship with God really strengthens us in all the other areas of life. And everybody is meant to hear from God. Everyone.